Let's now dive into the pattern and see what materials you'll need, and then start working on the legs. This is the final result, but actually for this pattern I will use velvet yarn, so the result will be much larger than this one. I want you to see it in case you haven't seen the previous videos to have an idea on what we are working on. As for the materials, as I said, I work with velvet yarn. I'm using YarnArt Dolce, and I will use pink for the legs and the bandana, black velvet yarn for the head and hair. Then this is my body color yarn for the body, arms, legs and head, and then I will use white for the dress and the little t-shirt. I will also need stuffing, a 3.5mm hook, scissors, a sewing needle and a stitch marker. I can now start working on the legs. I have chosen to work with a pink velvet yarn, in my case YarnArt Dolce, and I will start with chaining 5. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now starting with second chain from the hook, I will have 3 single crochets into the next 3 chains. 1, 2, 3, and into the last chain I will have 3 single crochets. So over here I have 3. 1, 2, one more, 3. It's now time to work on the opposite side of my chain and have 2 single crochets into the next 2 available chains. 1, let me pull a little bit, okay, 2, and into the last chain I will have an increase. By the end of first row you will have 10 stitches. On the second row we start with an increase in the first available stitch. This is my increase. Into the next 2 stitches I will have 2 single crochets, 1, 2. I will continue with 3 increases into the next 3 stitches. This is my first increase, my second increase, and in here I will have my third. I will continue with 2 single crochets into the next 2 stitches, and I will finish with 2 increases into the last 2 stitches. This is my first increase, and then I'll have one more. By the end of second row you will have 16 stitches. On third row we have 1 single crochet into the first available stitch, an increase into the next one, so over here I have an increase. I will continue with 2 single crochets into the next 2 stitches, 1, 2, and then I will have 1 single crochet into the next stitch, an increase into the other one. So in here I have an increase. I have to do this 2 more times. 1 single crochet in here, an increase into the next stitch. This is my increase, and again one more time, 1 single crochet and then an increase over here. I will continue with 2 single crochets into the next 2 stitches, 1, 2, and then I will have 1 single crochet into the next stitch, an increase into the other one. In here 1 single crochet, and now I have an increase over here. This is my increase. I have to do this one more time, so 1 single crochet and then an increase over here. By the end of third row you'll have 22 stitches. On the next row, so row 4, we will only have only back loop single crochets. So instead of going into the whole loop, I will only back loop into the next 22 stitches. So remember, go only into the back loop of every single stitch of row 4. This is what I have so far. On the next 2 rounds, so row 5 to 6, we will only single crochet around. We will have 22 single crochets per round. We can go ahead now and work on our next row, row 7, and start with 3 single crochets into the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and continue with 2 single crochets, 1, 2, and then a decrease into the front loops only of the next 2 stitches. I'll have my decrease. And let's do this 2 more times. 1, 2, and then a decrease. 1 more time. 1 single crochet, 2 single crochets, and now into the front loops only of the next 2 stitches I'll have my decrease, and I will continue with 7 single crochets into the next 7 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. I have finished row 7 with 19 stitches. I'm ready to go to row 8 and have 3 single crochets into the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and then I'll have 1 single crochet and then a decrease into the front loops only of the next 2 stitches. Let's do this 2 more times. 1 single crochet and then a decrease. 1 more, 1 single crochet and then a decrease. And I will finish the round with 7 single crochets in each stitch around. By the end of row 8 you will have 16 stitches. On row 9 we start with 3 single crochets into the next 3 stitches. So 1, 2, 3. We continue with 3 decreases. So into the front loops only of the next 6 stitches we will have decreases. This is my first decrease. This will be my second. And I have to do 1 more, my third. I will finish the round with 7 single crochets in each stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now I have 13 stitches. I can go ahead and stuff my leg a little bit and continue with row 10 and have 4 single crochets into the next 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and now a decrease. Let's have 7 single crochets in the next 7 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. I will have 12 single crochets into the next 12 stitches on row 11, keeping in mind that on the last stitch, I will change color to the body color yarn. I will stuff it some more, and now into this stitch I will change to the body color yarn. I will keep this color yarn on the outside of my leg because I want to use it on the outline of my leg. And now with the body color yarn I will have one single crochet into the next stitch, a decrease into the next ones. I'll go like this and have my first single crochet. Let me pull the pink yarn so I don't have holes into my work. Okay, and now I'll have a decrease. I have to do this 4 more times. And one more thing, we need to do this in the back loops only of this row. So over here 1, and this will be my decrease. We have to do them into the back loops only so that we can use the remaining pink yarn that we left on the outside for the outline of the shoe. So keep repeating one single crochet decrease until you finish the round. You will finish row 12 with 8 stitches. I was only single crocheting around. This is my mistake, sorry. I will undo it. The round is with one single crochet and then a decrease. I will have to do this again. This is my decrease over here. Let me know if this is confusing. I hope it's not though. And this would be my last decrease. Starting with row 13 to row 26, so 14 rounds, we will only single crochet a round. We will have 8 single crochet per round, and I won't stuff the leg anymore. So I will stuff it till, let's say, row 11, and then I'll leave it the way it is. Let me count my rounds. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 5, 6, 26. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Okay, so I have finished row 26. I'm ready to change color to the color I will use for the skirt, in my case white. And the next 2 rounds will be with white color yarn. Starting with row 27 to row 28, we will single crochet around only using the skirt color yarn, in my case white. And at the end of row 28, we will slip stitch and hide the remaining yarn tails. After finishing this part over here, I'm ready to work on the outline of the shoe. And what I do is turn the leg upside down like this. I will use the remaining yarn that I left on the outside of the shoe and have 12 single crochets. This won't count as a stitch, so I have to do one more into the same stitch over here. This will be my first single crochet. I will continue to do this until I finish the round, and I will have 12 single crochets. I like to work the outline looser. So it's easier for me to work, and I find it looks nice if it's looser. I will finish the round with the slip stitch into the first single crochet that I started the row with and a chain one. This is what I do. And now I have learned the stitch in one of somebody else's pattern testing, and this stitch is very nice. I will use crab stitch. So instead of going the normal way to the left, we will go to the right. So we're gonna have a single crochet over here, actually a crab stitch over here. We're gonna go on the right side and have a crab stitch. I will show you again where I will have the crab stitch into the next stitch underneath like this. Again, I like to work looser so it's easier to make the crab stitch, and it looks nicer if I work it looser. I hope this is easy to follow, this part with the crab stitch, and if you like this stitch, I'm pretty positive you will use it as often as you can. I feel it's kind of addictive. You will finish row 2 with a slip stitch, and please hide the yarn tail. My first leg is done. It's pretty soft and a lot bigger than my cotton yarn Ella doll. Right now I need to make one more, and then we can go ahead and work on the arms pattern. If you find any value into my videos, please hit that thumb up and subscribe to my channel so you'll find more about our patterns. I'm happy to have you here, and I will wait for you the next Friday at the same hour for the arms pattern of our Ella doll. Bye!